Just imagine someone's one-sided love getting so intense that they keep the other person locked up like a pet. But the story isn't as simple as it seems. It starts with a guy named Seth Donalds who worked at an animal control center. There, stray animals were caught and subjected to all kinds of experiments. Seth had a hard time talking to people, so he didn't have any friends and lived completely alone. Every day he'd go to work and then come straight back home. But one day, on his way back, he saw a girl.
The girl who studied with him at school was named Holly, and Seth had liked her since school days. Seth did try talking to her, but he didn't have the guts to ask her out. Anyway, when he got home, he looked for Holly on social media and started checking out her likes and dislikes. The next day, he talked to Net, the security guard at his office, who encouraged him to gather the courage and talk to Holly. So Seth decided to go to the restaurant where Holly worked as a waitress. He knew Holly liked going to concerts. She really liked it, so she gave Holly a ticket and asked her to come along, but Holly flat out refused. Later that night, when Holly got home, she told her roommate Claire about Seth. Just then, Holly got a call from her ex, Eric, but she quickly realized he was drunk, so she hung up. The next day at work, she received a big bouquet of flowers and thought it was probably from Eric. So, she went to the bar to talk to him, not knowing that Seth was also there.
Holly quietly told Eric that there was no need to do all this because everything between them was already over. A little while later, Holly stepped outside to smoke a cigarette, and Seth finally mustered up the courage to approach her again and asked her out once more, but Holly refused again. Soon after, Eric showed up, gave Seth a good scolding, and kicked him out. Anyway, Seth noticed Holly's diary lying on the ground, probably dropped during all this. For the next several days, Seth kept reading her diary, learning a lot about Holly. One day when he was at work when he accidentally went into the basement's restricted room where no one was allowed to go. Seth took out a torch and went down the stairs where he found a secret room. An idea struck him there, and he decided to make an iron cage. At the same time, he also stole a drug used on animals. First, he tested the drug on himself, which made him unconscious for a little while. Then one evening, while cleverly following Holly, he sneaked into her house and forcefully captured her using that drug. Then he put Holly in a big box and brought it to the secret room in his office. Net stopped him and asked what was in the box, but Seth lied, saying it was an emergency parcel. Suddenly, Holly's voice came from the box, so Net moved towards it. Just then, a loud noise came from the ceiling, and Net thought it might be AI. Finally, Seth brought the box into the room and locked Holly in a cage. After a while, when Holly opened her eyes and saw herself trapped in the cage, she got really scared and started screaming loudly. But it didn't help at all, and now he had no choice but to sit in the dark. The next day, Seth brought him some food, and Holly asked to go outside. But Seth said, "I didn't lock you up to hurt you, but to protect you." After that, Seth left and didn't come back for several days. When he finally returned, Holly was extremely weak. Seth gave her a little food and water, then left her alone again. That's when Nate saw her coming out of the restricted area, but once again, Seth lied and got away with it. Slowly, over a few days, Holly started losing her mind and sat alone talking to her friend. The next time Seth came to her, Holly asked him straight up if he wanted to sleep with her or kill her. Seth replied that he wouldn't even touch her without her consent, but if needed, he could definitely hurt her. Then he told Holly how he had fallen in love with her the moment he first saw her at school. After that, Seth asked about Claire because he had also seen Holly talking alone. Seth asked if she, even now, when Claire showed up, Holly refused, but actually she could clearly see Seth right behind her. After that, Seth took out Holly's diary and revealed that he knew all of Holly's secrets. He reminded Holly of everything she had written in the diary. Then we see that a few months earlier, Holly had found out that Claire was having an affair with Holly's boyfriend, Eric. Later, when Holly was in the car with Claire, she asked her about it. Claire apologized, but angry, Holly started driving the car faster and faster. Suddenly, they both got slammed hard by a truck and were seriously injured. But when Holly saw that Claire was still alive,
She grabbed a piece of glass and shoved it straight into Claire's eye. She brutally killed Claire. Then it was revealed that the Claire we'd been seeing all along was actually just in Holly's mind. In reality, she kept talking to herself like a crazy person. After that night, Holly went on to kill who knows how many people, and she always made sure to write everything down in her diary. When the truth finally came out, so Holly said, "I'm a writer, and all these are just stories I've written." But Seth replied that he had been following her for a long time and had seen Holly kill someone with his own eyes. Seth said that despite all this, he loved Holly deeply and wanted to stop her from killing anyone else. For the next few days, they played mind games with each other, where Holly tried to attract Seth by sharing different things. Seth believed that Holly had killed the others because Claire felt ashamed for not catching the killer. But Holly said it wasn't a big deal. She was just enjoying killing people. One day, frustrated, Holly started banging her head hard against the cage bars. Soon her head was bleeding, but Seth didn't care. That same day, when Seth came out of the basement, Net saw him again. She realized something was wrong, so she opened the door and went downstairs. Seeing Holly trapped there shocked her. Holly took the chance, and he told him to break the lock. Meanwhile, Seth had come back from somewhere with some food, but just then Holly signaled him to hit Net. Seth distracted Net by talking to him, and as soon as the chance came, Seth attacked Net from behind. Then, under Holly's pressure, he knocked Net out and crushed his head with an iron box. Within moments, when Seth realized what he had done, he broke down crying because now he had become a killer just like Holly. But Holly told him to calm down and asked why he was crying so much. Then he explained to Seth how to get rid of the body. Heeding that advice, Seth cut the body into tiny pieces and fed them to the clinic animals. He also pulled out the Net's teeth so the police wouldn't be able to identify the body. After this incident, the police started investigating the case, with Detective Miara leading the inquiry. The first thing she did was question Seth, and soon she began to suspect him because his answers didn't match the evidence they had. Meanwhile, over the next few days, Holly kept trying to control Seth's mind. Holly said she started loving him a lot because both of them enjoyed killing people. Seth tried really hard not to fall into her trap, but beating Holly wasn't that easy. She would talk to Seth very sweetly and kept trying to attract him. Once she even challenged Seth to prove his love by cutting her finger. Seth flat out refused to do that and walked away. That's when Holly said Seth was nothing more than a pet to her, and that's why she didn't want him to come back to her. After that, Seth went to the bathroom. He went in and started causing a ruckus because he had no idea what to do next. After thinking for a bit, he went back to the basement and decided to sacrifice his finger for his love. Cutting off his finger caused him excruciating pain, and Holly took full advantage of the moment. She threatened Seth, blackmailing him to open the cage. Seth had no choice but to open the door. After that, Holly pushed him against the wall and said she was now sure that Seth truly loved her. Then she kissed him.
But then Holly showed her terrifying side to Leah. She brutally slit Seth's throat. A few days later, we see Holly moving back in with Eric. Around the same time, a press outlet was about to publish a diary she had written. One morning, Eric got a message from a girl, which Holly saw. She realized Eric was cheating on her again, but didn't say anything. That evening, she went to an abandoned warehouse, where it was revealed that Holly had Seth locked up in a cage there. Seth was still alive, but his body was in terrible condition. She
thanked him because now, whenever she felt like hurting someone, she'd take out her anger on Seth and calm down. In this way, Seth sacrificed himself and truly saved Holly. In the end, they held hands and Holly confessed her love too. So what do you think about this weird love story? Be sure to tell me in the comments.